Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at a really interesting part of the fashion world.
Okay.
These are like exclusive designs you just can't find anywhere else.
Oh, interesting.
So we're going to be looking specifically at a brand called Designs by Goode LLC
Okay.
and trying to kind of figure out what makes these limited edition pieces so appealing to people.
It's a great question. It
Yeah.
really is, because we live in a world of, mass production, but yet there's this growing desire
Right.
for things that feel unique and special to people.
Absolutely. It's like a paradox.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of unique, Goode LLC definitely makes a bold first impression.
Yeah.
Their customer service number is 1-866-FLY shit.
Wow.
You won't forget that one very easily.
That's certainly a memorable way to make a statement about their brand identity, I guess.
Right.
And their tagline is no gimmicks or celebrity endorsements, just strictly fly shirt. So that kind of reinforces that they're all about the designs themselves.
Absolutely. They're not pulling any punches, are they?
No.
It seems like they're targeting a very specific type of customer, too.
Right.
Someone who's confident, maybe even a little rebellious, and definitely wants to stand out from the crowd.
Right. And their website talks about pushing the boundaries of urban styling.
Yeah.
And creating clothing exclusively for the unapologetic.
Right.
So they're tapping into this desire for individuality and self-expression that goes beyond just following trends.
So how would you define urban styling?
Oh, good question.
For those of us who might not be totally up on the latest fashion lingo.
I think urban styling is a style that draws inspiration from like streetwear, like pop culture.
Okay.
And a mix of contemporary influences.
Gotcha.
So, think comfort,
Yeah.
functionality, but also a strong emphasis on personal style and making a statement.
Gotcha.
It's about creating your own look, not just wearing what everyone else is wearing.
And Goode LLC seems to be pushing those boundaries by making their designs exclusive.
Right.
It's like they're creating a club and you have to be like in the know to even find out about it.
Yeah, I see that.
They offer free shipping on all orders too,
Okay.
which is a nice perk.
Yeah, that's good. That sense of exclusivity is like a powerful marketing tool.
Oh, yeah.
Psychologists call it the scarcity effect.
Okay. All right.
Essentially, people tend to place a higher value on things
Right.
that are perceived as rare or limited.
So it's not just about the design itself, but the idea that not everyone can have it.
Exactly.
That makes it even more desirable.
Yeah, and it triggers this thing called fear of missing out, or FOMO.
Oh, yeah.
We're wired to want what we can't easily have.
Makes sense. Okay, so let's dive into some of the specific pieces they offer.
Okay.
They've got items like the No Shorts Try Hard Knitted Sweater
Okay.
and the YB Good Fuego nice bomber jacket.
Nice.
The prices range from like $75 to $225.
That price range positions them as like a premium brand.
Right.
It begs the question, are people paying for the quality of the materials, the craftsmanship, the uniqueness of the design, or simply the feeling of exclusivity that comes with owning a piece from this brand?
Maybe all of the above.
Yeah,
I know I've definitely been tempted by brands that felt exclusive before.
sure.
What stands out to you about YB Good LLC's approach?
I'm particularly intrigued by how they're creating a whole experience around their products,
Right.
not just selling individual items.
Right.
They emphasize secure checkout,
Okay.
reliable shipping, excellent customer service, and premium quality. It's
Yeah.
almost like they're inviting you into a community.
Speaking of community, they offer a 20% discount
Whoa.
to those who subscribe to their emails.
Smart.
Smart move to keep people engaged.
Yes.
And they ship to a ton of countries,
Oh, wow.
not just the U.S.
That global reach is interesting.
Yeah.
It suggests they see a market for this type of urban styling, with its emphasis on exclusivity and individuality all over the world. Yeah, it seems like they're tapping into this global desire
Right.
to express yourself through fashion,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
find pieces that reflect your unique personality
Right.
and values.
But is this whole idea of exclusivity just like a clever marketing tactic?
Oh, that's a good question.
Are brands like YB Good LLC just playing on our insecurities, our desire to fit in or stand out?
There's definitely an element of marketing savvy at play.
Right.
You know,
It's true.
creating limited editions, using
Yeah.
scarcity tactics.
Right.
These are like proven ways to drive demand.
Right. Like when a brand drops a limited edition sneaker
Exactly.
and everyone goes crazy trying to get their hands on a pair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think it's more nuanced than just manipulation.
Okay.
It's about tapping into these existing desires and aspirations.
Right.
Humans have always sought ways to differentiate themselves,
Yeah.
to signal their status or group affiliation.
So you're saying it's not just about the clothes themselves,
Right.
but what they represent.
Yeah.
The message they send.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Exclusive items become symbols.
Okay.
They can represent belonging to a certain tribe,
Yeah.
having a refined taste,
Okay.
or even possessing wealth and social standing.
And in the case of Goode LLC, that message seems to be, I'm bold, I'm confident, and I'm not afraid to break the mold.
Yeah.
Their designs are definitely not for the faint of heart.
That's a great observation.
Yeah.
And that unapologetic attitude, it's in itself appealing to some people.
Right.
It resonates with their desire to be seen as independent
Yeah.
and non-conforming.
It's like they're saying, if you get it, you get it.
Right.
And if you don't, well, that's okay too. We're not trying to please everyone.
Exactly. And it's a very effective way of cultivating a niche market
Right.
and building a strong brand identity.
Right.
By targeting a specific group of people
Sure.
who share similar values and aesthetics.
Right.
They create a sense of community and belonging.
This all makes me wonder, is something inherently more valuable just because it's exclusive?
Right.
Or is it our perception that changes when we know something is rare or hard to get?
That's a fascinating question that
Yeah.
philosophers have debated for centuries.
Really?
There's definitely a psychological component at play.
Okay.
Studies have shown that simply knowing an item is scarce
Right.
can increase its perceived value
Okay.
and desirability.
So we might be willing to pay more for something just because it's harder to obtain.
It's certainly possible.
Yeah.
Our brains are wired to respond to scarcity.
Right.
It triggers a primal instinct
Uh.
to secure resources.
Right.
Even if those resources are just a pair of limited edition sneakers
Right.
or designer handbag.
Okay, but there has to be more to it than just psychology, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some exclusive items really are made with higher quality material.
Absolutely.
Or they involve more intricate craftsmanship. There's a tangible difference.
Absolutely. It's not always just about perception.
Right.
There can be very real differences in quality design and production
Right.
that justify a higher price tag for exclusive items.
So it's probably a combination of factors, right?
Yeah.
The tangible qualities of the item itself, plus the intangible value we attach to it based on its exclusivity.
I think that's a very insightful observation.
Yeah.
We're influenced by both practical considerations
Right.
and emotional responses.
Right.
And brands like Goode LLC understand this interplay very well. They're not
Right.
just selling clothes.
Yeah.
They're selling a feeling,
Uh-huh.
an identity,
Right.
a sense of belonging.
And that brings us back to the question we posed at the beginning. What makes people crave these exclusive designs?
Yeah.
It seems like it's a complex mix of wanting to express our individuality,
Right.
the thrill of owning something rare,
Uh-huh.
and perhaps even a bit of status seeking.
I think you've hit the nail on the head. It's a multifaceted phenomenon.
Right.
And it speaks to our deep-seated need for connection,
Yeah.
self-expression, and perhaps even a bit of validation from others.
So when we buy into a brand like Goode LLC,
Yeah.
we're not just buying a piece of clothing,
Right.
we're buying into a whole package.
Yes.
Their attitude, their aesthetic, their community.
And that package can be very appealing, especially to consumers who are seeking ways to define themselves and
Yeah.
connect with others who share their values.
Right.
It's like finding your tribe through fashion.
But is there a downside to this pursuit of exclusivity? Could it become too much of a focus?
That's an important question to consider.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with appreciating well-made, unique items.
Right.
It's crucial to maintain a healthy perspective.
Right.
We don't want to get so caught up in the hype
Yeah.
that we lose sight of what truly matters.
Right. We should be buying things because we genuinely love them, not just because they make us feel like we're part of an exclusive club.
Exactly. It's about finding a balance
Right.
between expressing your individuality
Uh-huh.
and not getting caught up in a cycle of consumerism
Right.
where your worth is defined by what you own.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into this world of exclusive designs, what's the key takeaway for our listeners?
Well-
Should we embrace these limited edition pieces or be wary of the hype?
I think the most important thing is to be like, a conscious consumer.
Okay.
Be aware of the factors that are driving your purchasing decision.
Right.
Ask yourself why you're drawn to a particular brand or item.
So we shouldn't just blindly follow trends or
Yeah.
buy into the hype.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about being intentional with your choices.
Okay.
Consider both the tangible and intangible value of what you're buying.
Yeah.
Are you paying for quality craftsmanship and design? Or are you primarily influenced by the perception of exclusivity? That's a great point, and I think that applies to so much more than just fashion.
Oh, absolutely.
We see this same dynamic play out in art, music, even technology.
There's always a new it item
Right.
that everyone seems to want. But the key is to not let those external pressures dictate your sense of self-worth
Right.
or style.
So how do we strike that balance between appreciating unique items and not getting caught up in a cycle of consumerism?
I think it starts with understanding your own values
Okay.
and priorities.
Yeah.
What's truly important to you? What kind of message do you want to project through your personal style?
Maybe it's not about owning a ton of exclusive items,
Right?
but finding those special pieces that truly resonate with you
Yeah.
and your personality.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It's about quality over quantity,
Right.
authenticity over conformity.
So if our listener is intrigued by Goode LLC and their unapologetically exclusive designs, should they check out the website? We'll be sure to include a link in the show notes.
By all means, explore, but do so with a discerning eye.
Oh, okay.
See if their aesthetic aligns with your personal style.
Right.
Appreciate the craftsmanship and attention to detail.
And remember, whether you're drawn to exclusive designs or prefer a more accessible approach to fashion,
Right.
the most important thing is to stay true to yourself.
Well said. True style comes from within.
Yeah.
It's about expressing your unique personality, not conforming to external expectations.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We hope this exploration of exclusive designs has given you some food for thought.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep defining your own unique style.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Take care.